everyone, my name is Adrian Cox. I've got an alignment technique for your neck and shoulders that's really easy to remember. It's called the thumbs up technique. This is an antidote for the general thumbs down position which most of us find ourselves in, where we're programming necks forward, back weak, stomach tight, and it feels so good to get your neck and shoulders massaged. The thumbs up technique is a way of remembering how you want to position your neck and shoulders, and you feel those shoulders moving away from the ears. This is something that you can apply in all yoga poses to make your shoulders operate the most effectively. Bringing the arms up, shoulders up. Downward dog, thumbs up. In this way, I'm going to teach you how to apply this in a short practice and how and why it works. Come join me, put aside your distractions, and let's practice. There's a muscle on your back called the trapezius, and the trapezius is like this diamond-shaped muscle where there's three sections: the upper, the middle, and the lower. The upper, in most people who have sort of bad posture, tends to be tight, which is why it makes it feel so good when people massage your neck. The middle and the lower parts in most people tend to be weak. The consequence of this is that the head tends to drop forward, the shoulders tend to roll forward, and there's not enough strength in the middle trapezius to be able to set the shoulder blades back, while the upper part tends to be weak. The way you can feel this for yourself is simply, you take your right hand or your left hand and you grab or you pinch this part of your neck and you feel what is the trapezius muscle. If you take your other hand and support the elbow and make sure that all of the weight of this arm drops into the opposite hand, and some people have to spend a moment to figure out what it's like to drop the weight. If you can drop the weight, you'll feel that this muscle on the side tends to get nice and soft. Now, if you sort of bring the shoulder head back a little bit, support the weight, the trapezius is nice and soft. If you continue pinching though, you let it go, you'll feel this get tight again. So this is a cue of how some of the action of the thumbs up technique works, because we want, if possible, that this arm rolls to the outside or does external rotation. If you can feel, this is the same thing. If you bend the elbows, draw the thumbs up like this, you'll feel the same kind of action of that release of the upper trapezius. We're going to put this into a short practice of both an easy release that you can use, how to take this into Warrior One, and also how to do this in Downward Dog. So let's see what this looks like. Technique number 1 of 3 is very simple, but sometimes a little bit hard to feel. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to hold the right elbow with the left hand and make sure that all of the weight of that arm is pressed into the left arm. You don't have to push down, but just simply let the natural weight of the upper arm rest inside the hand. And you're going to slightly, if possible, encourage that the arm externally rotates. You'll feel that what that does is it starts to roll the shoulder away from the spine a little bit. Holding it like this, just allow your elbow to be supported, and you just allow a few deep breaths into the upper neck. Just like this. And this is a great shoulder release you can do any time of the day. Stage 2, what you do then is you draw this elbow up a little bit higher, hold the hand behind the head, and again allow the shoulder blade to drop away from the ear while drawing the navel back a little bit towards the spine, and take a few deep breaths. Second side, holding the left elbow with your right hand, again all the weight into your right hand, allowing this neck on the left side to release. Very easy. Breathe. And then stage 2, bring the arm up, and again allowing maybe sort of the armpit to roll forwards, and take a breath. Good. And this technique is something that I use a lot, particularly with people with tight shoulders, so give it a try. The next technique is a way of thinking about doing lunges or Warrior One. You'll take your left leg back, you bring your arms forward in front of you, and then slightly bending the elbows does help you to connect your arms to the action of the shoulders. I take the thumbs down to feel what my shoulders do, and then I take my thumbs up, feel that release around the neck and shoulders, and then I bring the arms up into the air like this. And I keep this, and I breathe a few times, sending the breath into the upper back and the neck, at least the intention of it, and breathe in and out. For the second side, a variation that you can use if you have a block is to place your hands around the edges of the block like this, where you're pressing into the small fingered side, because the small fingered side allows you to externally rotate the arms and release the neck. So for the second side, I'll demonstrate, but you can do the same thing without a block, bringing the hands up, where you bring the inner elbows towards each other and the small fingered side towards the block, and reach up and back. Now, if you happen to be doing the hands together for Warrior One like this, that's fine. Just at the same time, while you lift the arms up, you need to be able to not overly pinch in the neck. In downward facing dog, the tendency is, especially for if you've got tight neck and shoulders, is that there's the thumbs down action inside downward dog, which tends to look a little bit like this, where the upper arms roll in and they tend to pinch the neck, particularly the further that the arms extend into the posture. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hands to the floor, bend the elbows so it connects. When you bend the elbows, it connects to the action of the shoulders, and loop the inner arms forward, where it takes sort of a thumbs up position for downward facing dog as well. So for this, if I notice that my students or myself tends to be shrugging up like this, what I do is I drop, I bend the elbows, I let the shoulders draw up the back, and then bend the elbows and bring them forwards. And then straighten the arms if possible, keeping the neck away from the shoulders like this. You can practice again where the hands go to the floor, you bend the elbows, send the hips up to the sky, and loop the inner elbows forward, keeping them where the shoulders are relaxed, then begin to straighten the arms and let the shoulders shrug up as high as you want to. Some teachers tend to say not to bring the shoulders up next to the ears. You can do that, which allows you to lengthen the side body, but you have to do it in a way that doesn't create extra tension around the neck and shoulders. Give it a try. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. Namaste.